I'm here at the RYA Dinghy Watersports Show 2024 with Tom Morris of the famous YouTube channel Mozzy Sails, where the analysis of the America's Cup and also the sailing in the RS 800 has become world famous. Now, Tom is sponsored by Allen, and on board his 800 are a range of Allen fittings. And Tom, have you got any real favourites on board?
Yeah, so my favourite kind of existing product is this Allen high-low Titan block. Now, I like it because it's a bit of a jewel to start off with. It kind of turns heads with the anodizing, but actually the engineering behind it really interesting as well. So it's actually kind of a hybrid of a plain bearing block and a ball bearing. So most of the time it functions as a ball bearing, rolls really smoothly. But as the loads increase, it's got a peak washer in there, which then takes the really high loads and switches over to being plain bearing and preserves the integrity of the existing bearings. So super solid block, maybe a little bit even over spec for the 800, but yeah, I just love it in every way.
I remember when the XHLs came out, and Alan thought this was going to be a really niche product and could not believe the popularity of it. And the Titan, this again, moving things on a bit with the titanium, but slightly different usages that you've explained very well. What else on the boat do you find extremely useful that makes your sailing easier?
So this is actually a pre-production product from Allen, so it's in development. But it's my jib cleat, and it sounds super simple because it functions simply. It's a cleat that undoes and recleats. But in a skiff where you're so far away from that cleat, the precision and the angles at that cleat end are so important. It can't be millimeters off. And what I found over my years of sailing different skiffs is that any play that develops in that cleat or the bearings behind it stop it from functioning. And there's nothing more frustrating than getting to the windward mark and not being able to crack that jib for the bear away. But this is just so responsive for uncleating and recleating. Yeah, it's working really well. So I'm excited to see Alan get that into production.
The Allen team have always worked extremely closely with sailors, and so this two-way feedback, fantastic for you to say, here, I've got this problem, and they go and develop it. But from their point of view, means that they're making products that are really designed for the sailors.
Yeah, no, it's an excellent feeling. They involve me. Ben will hit me up on email or messenger, like, oh, we've got this idea, got that idea. What do you think? How could it be tweaked or better? And I know they're obviously involved with a lot of the 49er guys as well who input to it. So you're really getting, the thoughts of the top sailors with the thoughts of the top engineers.
Now, moving to the Mozzy Sails YouTube channel, you've developed a following, especially in the America's Cup circles, where people are really looking at the finest details on the boats. And you look at the foils, every single design that comes out, and you're analysing it. With all of this analysis, have you got any hunches as to which your favourite team is for the Cup?
Now, this is going to sound boring because I'm going to back the defenders. They've been so ruthless in the way they've gone about it that the stone cold heart in me can't really look past them. Having said that, to add a little bit of intrigue, I do actually really rate American Magic this time round. They've had a pretty flawless campaign, got a lot of productive time on the water, looks a pretty slick setup, and I think, I'm hoping they've learned some of the lessons with their big boat, and I'm eagerly anticipating their launch. So they're my kind of dark horse, I'd say.
And do you think having Moth sailors, Moth world champions as helmsmen is really useful for them?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the design side they've improved on, it's their sailing team. You've got to look at Goody and Slingsby as two of the top laser sailors of the generation, two top Moth sailors of their generation, and now they're going to be either side of the boat. And I would be hard pressed to pick a better pairing than those two.
And your own sailing this year, obviously out in the 800. Anything else?
I've got a few side quests this year, as it were. So I'm thinking about getting into Europe, doing a bit of single-hand sailor. I've had a couple of kids arrive in the last few years, and that's disrupted my 200 sailing with my wife. So we're looking to get a single-handed where we can divide up the childcare and time on water. And yeah, I'm going to jump in a Merlin rocket for Merlin Week as well. Just fantastic, social. Love being down there, and it's a great place to take the family, which I now have. So that's a priority.
Fantastic. Well, Tom, it's great to get your insights, as always, on your channel and the insights into the development of the Allen products. Many thanks indeed for your time.
Cheers. Thanks so much.